Hey guys, this is James from Nat10 Crafts, and this is my Inspired Paints Sakura Marine. This lovely picture was sent to me by my wife, and she asked if I could paint a space marine with a similar aesthetic. So here we go. Alright, so here is just an old space marine that I had lying around. And you can see here that I'm doing a base coat of white on most of it. In hindsight, I should have picked a different base coat color primer than black, but it's all I had at the time. This is just a basic Citadel spray can primer, and then I'm using All Army Painter brand paints. So you can see here that on most of the power armor I'm just giving it a base coat of white, and you will see that it takes multiple layers to get the final opaque color that I was looking for. And here you can see that I have based the backpack in purple. If you think back to the reference image that I was given, you'll see that there was lots of whites, grays, purples, and a few shades of green. And so you'll see in the end that that is a lot of what I did here with this piece. Now, I am still getting used to the filming of things, and so you'll notice that things come in and out of focus. But here you can see I have that final opaque color on the Space Marine that I'm looking for. Everything is nice and white. A great way that I learned from other painters, especially on YouTube, to determine whether it's opaque or not is if you paint a piece of it in the same color, if the two portions look the same, then you have reached, full opacity. It's not going to get any more opaque than that. So here you can see that I have skipped ahead quite a bit, and I have gotten some of the purple on the rest of it. I've got purple on the shoulder pads, the knee pads, and the chest piece. And here I am laying down some silver on the fur accents to the power armor itself. Here I'm just doing silver on some of the accents. This was a Space Wolf Marine, and so you can see that I'm just adding some silver to the logo there, and on top of some of the fur. And there's the green. I didn't want it to have too heavy a green, so I did some green on the accent of the jewel on the chest, and then I also painted the islands as green as well. Now I'm painting the base coat on the power sword. And here you can see that I'm just doing some basic panel lining on the gun and some just rough highlighting of different elements. I really wanted the armor of this piece to be the focal point, and so I didn't spend too much time on the weapons themselves. On some other pieces that I've done, I have spent lots of time on the weapons, but not on this one. Here you can see me attempting to get the eyes as perfect as I can, but eyes will probably always be my weakness. And there you go. This is the piece about 3/4 of the way done. You can see I still have the fur to finish. And here I am jumping over to the main pauldron. So on this piece I just did the same as the other, where I did the edges in that dark gray. This is Necromancer Cloak Gray on the edges. and I just wanted that real nice contrast between the white and the edges of the power armor to really give it some definition. And as I keep making these guys, I will definitely get a lot better at filming, learning some new techniques. But here you can see I'm working on panel lining and edge highlighting the armor with that same Necromancer cloak, dark gray. This is a perfect example of some work that needs to be done. You can see here that I am working on this pauldron, but earlier in the video you actually saw it done. I wanted to go back, and while I'm recording this, I can't remember why. So I did a nice little alternating pattern on these triangles here. I just wanted to add something visually interesting to that portion. There's a lot of detail in that little area, and I didn't want it to just disappear. Just continuing more of that accent lining there. I learned a lot while doing this piece. You know, this is one of the earlier pieces that I had done, and I've learned a lot more about thinning my paints a little bit more. As you'll see in the finished product, the paints that I've applied to this piece could be significantly thinner in some spots. But as you can see, this is it after I had glazed on purple onto that pauldron from the top down, and then I glazed a little bit of light gray from the bottom up. Just because I wanted that nice gradient between the two shades. See me attempting my very first freehand paint on anything. I have never freehanded a design onto a mini before, and I really wanted to bring that almost Sakura tree, that cherry blossom tree from the inspiration image into the piece somehow, and I thought what better way than to try my hand at freehanding on one of the pauldrons. And so you can see that I started with a base glaze of that kind of light fuchsia color, and I'm just going back in with a slightly thicker, less diluted pink to add some more depth to the leaves and just give it the effect of there being multiple layers of leaves. And you can see there that it's pretty much done. Just adding a light glazing of gray around the edges. I really wanted the white around the tree to pop as much as possible. I felt like it kind of got lost, and I just wanted to try to bring it back. And so this is it complete. You can see that I got the fur painted, I got it based, and so there you go. You can see I added a little bit of purple glazing to the power sword, some light dry brushing of a lighter purple on the backpack. I hit some of those rivets with some silver. Thank you guys so much for watching, and subscribe for more.